Uh, yeah.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Going for Two. I am Q1 Humphreys. And the WNBA, y'all. The WNBA is back. They are officially trucking towards the start of the season on May the 8th. Today, the Players Union and the league offices, the Board of Governors, or whatever you want to call them, had a verbal agreement on the new collective bargaining agreement. Now, a couple of days ago, I dropped a video talking about the different issues that the WNBA was going through and how the players in the league were disagreeing on what is the right thing for the league and the fair way to share the money and stuff like that. Well, y'all, we're good. There were concerns that the WNBA season would be delayed, the players would go on strike, but I'm happy to sit here in front of y'all and say that that is not what is happening. Before I dive into the details, make sure you hit the subscribe button, man. Like, comment, share with your folks, and subscribe. Let's get right into the deal. So, the whole issue with the new CBA negotiations, with the fact that the players felt like they were not getting enough. Now, the league at first was offering major salary increases and stuff like that. But I tell you this, what they agreed upon, I think it was Chinea Gumake or Neka Gumake. I keep mixing them two up. But one of them is one of the leaders on the Players Union. She said, man, we were going to stand on business. And we stood on business, and we're so grateful to have a deal come through. And I say this as a fan of hoops, as a fan of women's basketball, I'm glad they came to this agreement as well. So let's talk about it. So the salary cap, which was one of the main pieces, the salary cap increased from $1.5 million to $7 million. That is a huge jump, and that's the largest jump in league history. So the salary cap, the players gonna be getting paid a lot more money than they were last season. The max contract now goes up from $249,000 a year to $1.4 million a year. Asia Wilson actually signed a max deal right about a couple hours after the new CBA had been agreed upon. So as soon as everything is done, because they got a bunch of stuff they got to put in writing and they, finalize it, everything. As soon as that's done, Asia Wilson's getting the bag that she definitely deserves as the best player in the game. The minimum contracts go up from $66,000 a year to $249,000 a year. That's big time, y'all. The average salary for women's basketball players is going to be now $600,000 a year. And that's just so big because I think back to this one interview. It was Angel Reese. She said, hey, I got so much stuff going on outside of WNBA because the WNBA don't pay my bills. I cannot live off of the WNBA money. And to be honest, I think on her rookie contract, she probably making maybe, I don't got the exact numbers, but I know how much a rookie contract went for before this new CBA. She getting no more than $60,000, $70,000 a year. And I can understand that the lifestyle that she lives, she can't live off that, but with the new minimum contract going to $249,000 a year, that's something you can deal with. I think it's definitely tough. The players, like I said last video, the new generation is going to be what is ushering the league to the next heights, to what is next. And the fact that the new players, the Paige Beckers, the Caitlin Clarks, the Angel Reeses, I know some of y'all hate it, but the Angel Reeses, all these women, they're the future. And for them to come in, and mainly Caitlin Clark, for her to come in and them to come in and have the ratings just spike and have the product get better and that people get their eyes more on the product, it only makes sense that they make this move now. Now, speaking of Caitlin Clark, I think Caitlin Clark has one more year on a rookie deal before she can get a max, because that max coming to Caitlin Clark before she can get a max. But that's just great. That's just great, y'all. I think this is big time. Very, very big time. Right now, they got to do a little bit of trucking because they got a lot of stuff to do. They got to finalize the CBA and all that, get it in writing, have everybody sign or whatever. They got 2 expansion drafts for 2 new teams. They got training camp, free agency. All of this has to be done, and I think they're planning for it to be done by May 8th when the WNBA regular season is supposed to start. So this is good news, y'all. Very good news, man. Very good news. I'm super duper excited to see what they have planned, what they got going, man. And it's just a great day. It's just a great day. Another big thing, I didn't mention this, but another big thing, a part of the new CBA, was how they would share the revenue. Now, when this whole thing first started, the players wanted 40% of the gross revenue, which is every single dollar that that the WNBA made. The players wanted 40% of that, which is a lot. I'm gonna be honest, that is a lot, because how are you going to keep a league running? How are you going to keep a league running if you're giving your players $40,000 and you're not really making too much of a profit? And then the league responded by saying, okay, we'll give you 70% of the net revenue. So whatever we have left over after the costs and the expenses and all that, you can have 70% of that. And the players were not going for that. They wanted they wanted a better share revenue along with housing benefits and different stuff like that. Now, I'm not too sure about the housing benefits. The stuff that I read, I didn't see nothing based on the housing benefits, but I know for a fact that they said that the players are going to get nearly 20% of the revenue shares, and that is a absolute W. Absolute W, y'all. I gotta just give my commend and tip the hat to the players. They stood their ground. They asked for what they want, and I gotta give even more commends, or just as much tip to the hat to the league for doing this. Because the last thing you needed, and I said this in my last video, the last thing you needed was a strike. The last thing you needed was a delay, something that would take the eyes off of the product. Because if they were to have a lockout, their season's already what? Maybe 4-5 months. I mean, I don't know how long WNBA season is, but it's not that long at all, not in comparison to the NBA. So if you take away that time, and you're already dealing with the NFL, you're battling with the NFL because the NFL starts up during the WNBA season. If you take that time and you mess up the momentum that you built up over these last 2 seasons, you're dooming the league. So props to both sides getting a deal done. And this is big time. This is very, very big time, y'all. But anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Who you rocking with in the WNBA this year? Who you rocking with? You know, I'm going to say this. My favorite player is definitely Paige Beckers, for sure. But I'm a ACLian, so I'm rocking with the Dream. You know what I'm saying? Rocking with the Dream, Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard and all them girls. You know what I'm saying? So let me know in your comment section your thoughts on the new CBA. Are you happy? Do you feel like the players got what they deserve? What are your thoughts? And let me know in the comment section as well. Who are you rocking with? Who is your team? Are you ready for this WNBA season? I'm ready to see Caitlin Clark back on the WNBA floor. I know that for a fact. But until next time, going for 2. We out of here. Yeah.